Tacit, ক্রিয়া বা বিবৃতি দ্বারা অনুমান করা, implied by or inferred from actions or statements.
Something tacit is implied or understood without question. Holding hands might be a tacit acknowledgement that a boy and girl are dating.
The adjective tacit refers to information that is understood without needing to acknowledge it. For example, since we know that the sky is blue, that kind of assumption is tacit.
Memory aid to help you memorize this. Tacit equals take plus it, or you will have to take something which is not expressed. Tacit, change the word to tact, you tactfully, with perfection, handled the situation even without expressing it in words, tacit.
Synonyms: implicit, implied, indirect, unspoken.
Antonyms: stated, explicit, express. Tacit, ক্রিয়া বা বিবৃতি দ্বারা অনুমান করা, implied by or inferred from actions or statements. Tangential, স্পর্শক, উপরিভাগে আলতোভাবে সংযুক্ত, peripheral, only slightly connected, digressing, of superficial relevance if any.
Tangential describes something that's not part of the whole. If you make a comment that is tangential to the story you're telling, it's a digression. The story could still be understood without it.
In geometry, a tangent is a line that touches a curve in one spot but doesn't intersect it anywhere else. Tangential means something that goes off in one direction that way and doesn't return.
Memory aid to help you memorize this. Take it as tangent, which is divergent, meaning, scattered or dispersed.
Synonyms: extraneous, unrelated, digressive, divergent.
Antonyms: relevant. Tangential, স্পর্শক, উপরিভাগে আলতোভাবে সংযুক্ত, peripheral, only slightly connected, digressing, of superficial relevance if any. Tenuous, ক্ষীণ তাৎপর্যহীন, lacking substance or significance.
If something is tenuous, it's thin, either literally or metaphorically. If you try to learn a complicated mathematical concept by cramming for 45 minutes, you will have a tenuous grasp of that concept, at best.
Tenuous comes from the Latin word tenuis, for thin, and is related to our word tender. Something can be physically tenuous, like a spider web or ice on a pond. We more often use it in a metaphorical sense to talk about weak ideas. Tenuous arguments won't win any debate tournaments.
Memory aid to help you memorize this. Tenuous can be split as 10 plus us, so 10 of us is going to use internet together. So, the chances are very slim and it'll be a rare to get better service.
Synonyms: delicate, dubious, flimsy, insubstantial, nebulous, questionable, shaky, sketchy.
Antonyms: certain, definite, firm. Tenuous, ক্ষীণ তাৎপর্যহীন, lacking substance or significance. Tirade, প্রচণ্ড তিরস্কার, extended scolding, denunciation, harangue, a speech of violent denunciation.
A tirade is a speech, usually consisting of a long string of violent, emotionally charged words. Borrow and lose your roommate's clothes one too many times, and you can bet you'll be treated to a heated tirade.
The noun tirade is related to the Italian word tinta, which means volley. So imagine a very angry person lobbing harsh words and strings of profanity in your direction when you want to remember what tirade means.
Memory aid to help you memorize this. Sounds like tired. Your mom gets tired after a tirade. Long, angry, denunciatory speech. Tirade is when you bombard somebody with angry words.
Synonyms: denunciation, diatribe, harangue, invective, ranting, screed, sermon.
Antonyms: compliment, praise, calm, harmony.
Tirade, প্রচণ্ড তিরস্কার, extended scolding, denunciation, harangue, a speech of violent denunciation. Torpor, অলসতা, সুপ্ত অবস্থা, মানসিকভাবে নিষ্ক্রিয় অবস্থা. Lethargy, sluggishness, dormancy, a state of motor and mental inactivity.
Torpor is a state of mental and physical inactivity. After a huge Thanksgiving meal, my family members fall into a torpor. No one can even pick up the TV remote.
Torpor can be used in everyday speech, but it's also a scientific term for a state of deep sleep that allows animals to conserve energy. Certain species of bats, birds, and frogs rely on torpor for survival during tough times.
Memory aid to help you memorize this. Tortuous, which means slow. But be careful about torpedo, which means the exact opposite.
Synonyms: apathy, disinterest, dormancy, drowsiness, dullness, idleness, impassivity, inaction.
Antonyms: action, consciousness, diligence, industry.
Torpor, অলসতা, সুপ্ত অবস্থা, মানসিকভাবে নিষ্ক্রিয় অবস্থা. Lethargy, sluggishness, dormancy, a state of motor and mental inactivity. Tortuous, বক্ররেখায় পূর্ণ, বারবার বাঁক এবং বাঁক দ্বারা চিহ্নিত. Winding, full of curves, marked by repeated turns and bends.
Tortuous means twisting or complicated. James Bond drove up a mountain road that was tortuous in its twists and turns. He had to stop the evil madman's plan for world domination, a plan so tortuous that even 007 himself could not understand it.
From Latin torquer to twist, tortuous means something with twists and turns, a path, an argument, a story. It is important not to confuse it with tortuous, which means characterized by great pain.
Memory aid to help you memorize this. Remember the word tortuous road, a tortuous road up the mountain.
Synonyms: circuitous, convoluted, indirect, labyrinthine, meandering, serpentine, twisting.
Antonyms: direct, simple, straight, straightforward.
Tortuous, বক্ররেখায় পূর্ণ, বারবার বাঁক এবং বাঁক দ্বারা চিহ্নিত. Winding, full of curves, marked by repeated turns and bends. Tractable, বিনয়ী, সহজে পরিচালিত. Docile, easily managed.
If your little brother quietly obeys your instructions and waits for you at the food court while you and your friends wander around the mall, he's probably a tractable child, meaning he's obedient, flexible, and responds well to directions.
Note the similarity between tractable and tractor. Both come from the Latin word tractere, which originally meant to drag about. You can think of a tractable person as someone who can be dragged about easily, like a plow being dragged by a tractor.
Memory aid to help you memorize this. Tractable sounds like tractor, which makes it easy to manage a field. It is easy to trace the table in a house, so it is easily manageable. Tractable and flexible are rhyming words with a similar meaning.
Synonyms: acquiescent, amenable, biddable, complacent, compliant, controllable, docile.
Antonyms: intractable, obstinate, stubborn, uncontrollable.
Tractable, বিনয়ী সহজে পরিচালিত. Docile, easily managed. Transgression, সীমালঙ্ঘন, the violation of a law or a duty or moral principle.
A transgression is something that is against a command or law. Whether you are cheating on a test, or cheating on a spouse, you are committing transgressions that are not easily forgiven.
A transgression can be a failure to do your duty. A sin is a transgression against God. The noun transgression is from Middle English, from Middle French, from Latin act of crossing, passing over, from transgredi, to step or pass over.
Memory aid to help you memorize. Take it this way, train aggression. So aggression and train is against the law. Transgression and violation are similar sounding words which mean to break a rule or law.
Synonyms: breach, crime, error, fault, infraction, infringement, lapse, misdeed.
Antonyms: good deed, perfection, goodness, kindness.
Transgression, সীমালঙ্ঘন, the violation of a law or a duty or moral principle. Truculence, হিংস্র, একগুঁড়ে, আগ্রাসী. Ferocity, stubborn and defiant aggressiveness.
If you get into fights all of the time, you might be accused of truculence and sent for anger management classes. Truculence is showing a fierce kind of aggression.
If your basketball team wins a game by sheer truculence, it means that they win not by skill or talent, but by playing with ferocious aggression. It would be a dirty win, one with lots of fouls and thrown elbows. Truculence comes from the Latin word for trux, meaning fierce or wild.
Memory aid to help you memorize. Truculence equals truck, sound like truck, plus cull, means to kill animals, plus ants, hence. The truck driver culled some of the animal while driving, hence the villagers are angry with him and are aggressively barring him from entering the village.
Synonyms: aggression, aggressiveness, attack, backbone, bellicoseness, bellicosity, belligerence.
Antonyms: cowardice, submission, weakness.
Truculence, হিংস্র, একগুঁড়ে, আগ্রাসী. Ferocity, stubborn and defiant aggressiveness.